All right. Welcome back to Dope.Inspire. I am Dr. S and I'm looking forward to today's chat. Today's chat is so important. It's so important because, January gets replaced by February, the month of truth. Why is it the month of truth? Other than, E14, where people realize that, hey, my relationship is not as deep as I thought, or hey, why do I only have ugly secret admirers? There are other truths that happen in Feb. It's where it dawns on us that, oh, I passed with a bachelor's, but I didn't get space in the program I wanted, or space at all. Or, it's that month where everyone is registering and you finally have to admit to your parents that you've been academically excluded. Or you're busy concocting plans on how you are going to explain that when the group you started with graduates, you're still at school and your parents did not know. Or it's also that month where you realize that you may have won the fight to convince your family that you deserve a gap year, you need a gap year, and you want to find work. And now when you just started putting together your CV, you're like, oh, I ain't done nothing. Or a year after doing your gap year where you try to upgrade, but your marks stayed the same, and your gap year feels like it was as pointless and as useless as your parents warned you, but you were determined that it's not going to be. I'm going to find something to do. I'm going to do a short course. I'm going to upgrade my marks. I'm going to get into the program I want. Allow me the right to study what I want. And they did. And it's Feb a year later, and we are still in the same spot, just a year older. So yeah, February, it's the month of truth. So today's video is a glimpse, a touch of some of the conversations you and I would have during Thrive in your life. So either Thrive in Matric, or Thrive at Varsity, or Thrive in your career. Because February is the month of truth. You've had a full month to try and be determined when it came to issues of New Year's resolutions. A whole month has passed and reality sinking in that, hey, maybe now you are going to university, and all of a sudden your life becomes complicated and you realize, I didn't know it would be like this. So February is the month of truth. That's why this video is called Improving Your Bounce Back Ability. Let me look at my notes, guys. Improving your bounce back ability. Sounds dope, right? And first of all, it's really about starting February as the month of truth and admitting and acknowledging your disappointments and the failures that may have led you to this point. It's so difficult to be honest with ourselves, especially when there was a lot of hype, a lot of hope, a lot of optimism by people, especially in the beginning of Jan. Everyone is looking forward to stuff. People are praying, people are fasting, and you jumped on that bandwagon, and now February has arrived and it feels like your year is actually starting now, and it doesn't feel real. And the first step is, man, just acknowledge. Man, it's disappointing. It's disappointing that my marks didn't do enough. It's disappointing that my appeal wasn't approved. It's disappointing that I'm actually having to be with a second group of first years because I'm repeating. I'm actually disappointed. And the reason why you have to acknowledge it is, it's not about us normalizing the fact that you are always going to be a person who is a failure, But it's normalizing the reality that, yo, my journey is going to be different to other people. And currently my journey has included a point of disappointment, a moment of things not working out the way that I imagined them. That I have setbacks, that I have hurdles, that I have barriers, that things are just not the way I thought they would be, and it's part of my journey. Because the minute you look at other people's journeys always look better than you. As a driver, everyone's car is better than mine, right? As an academic, everyone is smarter than me. Like, guys, it's so easy to really believe that you are the worst of the worst when things are not going well. So your journey is yours, and setbacks are now part of yours. So when we now talk about improving your bounce back ability, it's to say that, hey, in journeys, things go wrong. Lessons need to be learned. Now it's about you figuring out what is the lesson here and how do I bounce back higher and better and more improved. Because to do that is to accept that, yeah, this failure is not final. Failure is not final. Every inspirational person has told you failure is not final until you fail. You believe it. And then when you do fail, it feels final. So I acknowledge that it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good that you are forced into a gap year. It doesn't feel good that you're repeating a module. It doesn't feel good that you have to upgrade. It doesn't feel good. And it's supposed to not feel good at the start. So that you remember that feeling. It's a yucky feeling. It's a horrible feeling. And then realize and admit that, do I want to stay in this feeling? Or do I want to also believe the other truth, which is failure isn't final? That you have to learn from your mistakes. There must be something that I contributed that has led me to this point, and that if I would just learn, maybe I won't repeat it. Right? Right. So it's starting from the point of, yeah, I failed, and then it's starting to believe that it's better to phrase it as, I am learning. I failed. I am learning. To jump from I failed to I am learning would be to understand, okay, so what went wrong? How did it go wrong? Was it my understanding? Was it my study technique? Was it my procrastination? Was it my lack of time management? Was it my lack of urgency? Was it my embracing my anxiety? What was it? Because I'm trying to move from I failed to I am learning. Because then we can become a bit more realistic about, all right, what is fixable in what you've identified as the things that contributed to you having to be learning? What are those things? You know, do we have to change universities, change programs, get a tutor, repeat something, learn to write better, ask better questions, accept criticism more freely, request feedback, be more detailed in your questions? Like, what is the thing? What is the thing? What is the thing? And for some of you, not getting into the program you dreamt of is giving you a new year to go and explore yourself. High school is a big fat liar because everything is just so narrow towards you passing matric that everyone is trying to make sure that the subjects we offer you can do as well as you can. It doesn't define you, and you haven't actually asked yourself questions like, man, what am I passionate at? What am I good at? Where are my strengths? So you applied on evidence that is limited about what actually can you do. So it is a year where maybe you do need to explore better. Maybe go get an assessment done, ask around, figure out what ngubani mean, ngubani. Because yeah, a useless gap year is a gap year where you didn't grow, you didn't learn, you didn't fix, you didn't explore. Now, if you have to take a gap year because your mental health being poor, then sure, resting is important, but therapy too. If you feel that school just traumatized you, man, you need to go and talk to someone. Because eventually, it's not acceptable to have done nothing in the name of relaxing and detoxing. Because life doesn't wait for all of us. Yeah. So improving your bounce back ability then would require that you set the goal of, I want to bounce back this year. How am I bouncing back? The program I wanted, do I genuinely believe I belong in it? Then what are the requirements and how do I fix it? No, I'm discovering that I love other things and maybe I don't have to study well. Then are there internships? Is there someone you can be under that can teach you? Is there a mentor who can get you in there? Because don't be the person that says, I don't need school. My dreams are to be an entrepreneur, but then you're not an entrepreneur anyway. When you're going to do it on your own. Or you're like, no, the thing I want to do doesn't have a school equivalent. Hey, I need to self-teach. Okay, so then who's mentoring you, bro? Who are you falling under? What system are you following? Because you're choosing the harder route. Those who still have to go to school are being bought a little bit of time in life to figure themselves out, and other people are planning the lessons. Other people are finding the content to say, learn this, then you'll be ready. When who is deciding that I don't need school, I'm following a different course of life, means you need to figure out then what must you still learn, because you're not ready. You don't know nothing. You're still growing. So you have to choose those lessons. You need to find the lessons. How are you going to do that if you're not going to put yourself under someone else? If you're not going to source out someone who can mentor you, someone who can show you the way until you figure out your own way. That's how we improve our bounce back ability. Is we don't assume that the reason we are stuck or the reason that we didn't get where we needed to go was other elements, never us. Then you're not going to bounce back. You need to be inflated so you can bounce back. So, some of the things that are practical about bouncing back, I can't tell you. Really, I can't. I read these notes and I'm like, I'm saying too much already. I'm saying too much already. You need to sign up to thrive in your life. Just find the program that is applicable and let's journey. Let's journey so that you can improve your bounce back ability. Go to Dope.Inspire.com, look for Thrive in Your Life, find the program. Also, I have in the description all the other links that are necessary. Self-development is important, whether we succeed or whether we feel like we have been failing. None of us can do this thing on our own. We're not geniuses, and fundamentally, we are not God. So you need someone. Let's figure this out together. Sign it out. Sign up for my program. Let's work.